The child had been on the run for so long that he'd forgotten what it was like to feel safe. But now, with each step away from the village, his heart pounded in his chest like a drum. Out. What if they caught him? What if they took him back and experimented on him some more? The boy didn't know how old he was. All he knew was that he was born with the sun and the moon painted on his palms, and that when he touched grass, leaves, or water, his skin would burn like fire. It wasn't until he ran away from home that he discovered why. It was the first day of summer, and the little boy was hiding under the bridge when he heard some children playing nearby. He peeked through a crack in the wall and saw them taking turns sliding down the metal pole of a jungle gym, shrieking with laughter. He wanted to join them so badly, but he was afraid of what they would do to him, afraid of what he might do to them. He spent all day hiding under the bridge, chewing on a piece of stale bread he'd stolen from an old woman earlier that morning. Then, as the sun began to set, he felt an overwhelming urge to get out from under the bridge and walk toward the light. As he stepped into the golden glow, a jolt of energy surged through his body. The sunlight felt like a warm blanket, soothing his aching muscles and calming his racing heart. But after 10 minutes, the sensation vanished as quickly as it had come. Disheartened, he curled up on the cold concrete and cried himself to sleep. This happened every day. Every day at sunrise, the boy would feel invigorated by the sunlight for a whole 10 minutes. Every day he would spend the rest of the day hiding, feeling weak and pathetic until sunrise brought him 10 glorious minutes of feeling human. Then one day a girl found him sleeping under the bridge. She was a curious child with pigtails and a thirst for adventure. She didn't scream when she saw the markings on his hands, or when she heard his story. She simply smiled and said, "I'll be your friend." She told him her name was Luna, and that she liked the markings on his hands. They were just like constellations, she said, and she wanted to see them shine. She led him to a clearing where a group of children were playing. "Come on," she said. "Let me introduce you to my friends." Before he could stop her, she had already called out, "Hey guys, come see what I found. The sky glows in the sunlight." The other children gasped when they saw him. "Wow, you're a real-life solar flare," one of them exclaimed. For a moment, the boy thought they were going to run away. But instead, they surrounded him, asking him questions about where he lived and why he was hiding. For the first time since he could remember, he felt like he belonged somewhere. These kids didn't care that he was different. They wanted to be his friend. And when the sun began to rise, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Maybe being different wasn't a bad thing. Maybe he could use his powers to help people. Maybe he didn't have to hide anymore. When the other kids started to leave, Luna stopped him. "Wait," she said, "don't you want to play with us?" He hesitated, then nodded. And as the sun rose higher in the sky, he felt its warmth on his skin and knew that this time it would be different. This time he wouldn't waste his 10 minutes of power. This time he would use it to make someone else's day a little brighter. From that day on, the boy who glowed at sunrise became known as Solarborn, the friend who could light up any cloudy day. And though he only had 10 minutes of power each morning, he used them wisely, making sure to bring a smile to as many faces as possible before the sun set again, and he had to go back into hiding. If you enjoyed this story, please like and share. And if you want to hear more stories like this, subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching.